Well, guys and gals, looks like you better lace up your boots and get your war faces on because they are bringing back the draft.
One age-old issue is re-emerging, whether the U.S. should have a military draft.
The military draft coming back, according to one expert.
With Ukraine and Russia, Israel being attacked brutally by Hamas back on October 7th, and of course China.
It's becoming a national security issue, the military not reaching recruitment goals to refill the ranks.
Trump orbiters are musing about the possibility of mandatory military service should the former president and Republican presidential nominee get elected for another term.
If you have been active on social media or you've been paying attention even a little bit to the news, you probably will have noticed that a lot of talk has been circled around the draft coming back in 2025. And that's mainly because it's a very clickbaity topic, all right? I mean, you obviously clicked on this video, whether you're a loyal subscriber or not. You saw the title and you thought it was going to be interesting enough to click on it and see what it's all about. But I'm here to dispel those rumors for you so that you have the down and dirty truth of what's really going on. House passes bill to automatically register young men for the draft. The House passed a large defense bill Friday evening that included a provision that would automatically enroll young men between the ages of 18 and 26 for the Selective Service. The House's version of the National Defense Authorization Act, or the NDAA, which would authorize $895 billion in military spending, which is, I think, almost $10 billion more than last year's NDAA, passed by a vote of 217 to 199. It's unlikely to be picked up by the Democratic-controlled Senate because of numerous amendments regarding abortion, diversity efforts, and transgender medical treatments. We talked about that on my last video, where I do believe that they are trying to cut these programs in order to find money to be able to pay the junior enlisted troops more. The Selective Service provision, though, is part of an enduring bipartisan effort to keep the framework for military conscription in place, even though the draft ended in 1975. Automatic registration would replace the coming-of-age tradition that all 18-year-old male U.S. citizens experience when they get a card in the mail from Uncle Sam informing them that they are required under threat of criminal penalties to register for the Selective Service.
Boom. Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. So, first and foremost, all praises be to Yahawah. Yahawashi, Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS that rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us this truth. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men out there, as well as the 1/3 men, women, and children maintaining yourself, and the foreign Israelite that looks like the heathen, being amongst the heathen, but is indeed an Israelite. Shalawam, Kwam Yasharahla. So, the draft, man. This is a big talk amongst our nation, a big talk amongst the heathen of this place, America, Babylon, right? And we understand that, first of all, use discernment. First of all, fact check and get down to the nitty-gritty. The draft is not in effect right now. It is coming, yes indeed. Now, I just watched a video of a brother, and he broke it down great, how don't be fooled. People they can print up and type out papers and things like that to make it look like it's a draft in effect just for views. Man, these guys do whatever for views, a lot of these content creators, okay? Now, what is in effect is the Selective Service system, which I actually got a video. I'm gonna bring out a video on that as well. All right, and let's read a little bit about it. Are draft cards being issued? No. But registration acknowledgement cards are. Registration acknowledgement cards are being issued, but these are unrelated to a draft. The last time a man was drafted was in 1973. It will require an act of Congress to reinstate the draft. Most Americans over the age of 30 remember the draft card which Selective Service issued to each man at the time he registered. For many years, there were in fact two cards, the registration certificate and the notice of classification. When Selective Service began to store records on computer tapes in the early 1970s, the two cards were combined into one computer-generated status card. At no time was the card officially titled draft card, but it was by this colloquial name that the proof of registration was usually known. Selective Service regulations previously required each registrant each registrant to have his card in his possession at all times. This requirement was removed from regulations in late 1974, shortly before registration was suspended, and it has not been reinstituted. Okay, so what's basically going out, because this brother did get a letter, and it was a Selective Service System letter. It was just basically registration. You got to register, okay? And we're going to play this other video. They basically want every man between the ages of 18 and 26 to register, okay? Go to my history real quick, right here.
Who needs to register? Selective service registration is required for virtually all men between the ages of 18 and 25. This includes U.S. citizens, dual nationals, non-citizen immigrants, documented and undocumented, and U.S. citizens living abroad. Registration keeps men eligible for many student loans, scholarships, and grants, 2.7 million federal jobs, free federal job training programs under the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, and a streamlined path to U.S. citizenship. Selective service registration ensures fairness, equity, and availability in the event of a national emergency. Learn more about who needs to register at sss.gov.
SSS, right? And this includes women as well. Okay, don't think it's just men. This includes you women as well. Now, they're giving you benefits. They're giving you so-called fair advantages and things of that nature, right? If you register, right? As it says right here, it became evident that many registrants might need proof of registration in a form which was convenient to carry once certain benefits were linked to registration. This included state-based student aid in 31 states via the Shalawam Amendment, training programs via the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, federal employment via the Ahtham Amendment, right? And this is the Selective Service System, which is, that basically, if you sell out, if you register, okay, then hey, they'll benefit you. They'll take care of you. All right. Now, brother had a video up. And I could go get it. Shalawam to the brother Nawak. Let me go get it.
The angel, the archangel.
We'll go back.
The elders at Great Mill. In case you can't hear it.
System. I guess, guys, we're going to war. Failure to comply with these requirements is a violation of the Military Selective Service Act. The maximum penalty for a violation of this act is $250,000 fine or 5 years in prison or both. Damn. That's wild. That's wild. Even give me another one, too.
So, as it said in that video, man, 250,000, right? Or 5 years in prison. Now, let's go to Isaiah 3 real quick. Start at 24. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And instead of a girdle, a rent. And instead of well-set hair, baldness. And instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth. And burning instead of beauty. Thy men shall fall by the sword. And thou mighty in the war. And this is speaking about you 2/3 men, man. You 2/3 women, your men are going to leave you. The so-called drug dealers, Pookie and Ray Ray, etc., that you love dearly, they're going to be sent to the war to fall by the sword. All right? And her gate shall lament and mourn. You shall cry and mourn. And she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. Okay? Now the righteous woman is what? And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Right? So the righteous woman is going to get in order. Okay? And furthermore, let's go over to 2 Ezra chapter 9. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently, in itself, and when thou seest part of the sign pass, which I have told thee before. We are understanding that it's wars and rumors of wars coming to be. So what comes with those things? World War III, right? This is the third woe, which is coming. So what comes with that? Draft. Because certain prophecies have to be fulfilled. A third of man will be destroyed in this war, man. Right? So let's keep going. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi is visiting this place through all the judgments, okay? Through everything that's going to pass. So the draft is being one of those ways that he's going to kill two birds with one stone. And them two birds is the 2/3, man. And the heathens. That's two birds with one stone. In a war. The valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahawashi, right? Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. And Yahawashi spoke of these things, man. Wars, right? And Luke 21:9, but when you shall hear wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Okay? Mark 13:7, and when ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must need be, but the end shall not be yet. Alright, and we understand this, and we not fearful. Yahawashi told us not to be fearful of the draft, not to be fearful of these circumstances. Alright? And some of us, you know, hey, Lord's will, we don't get drafted, right? But Yahawah could bring it to have a brother get drafted and protect him in the war, man. You know, shield him, have a chariot come pick him up right before the nukes hit, alright? Whatever it may be, shield him while bullets is coming. You know, brothers have talked about this. These things are possible, man. Alright? Yahawah has done greater things on this earth, man. Okay? Don't try to limit his power to what you think. We don't know his power, man. Alright? We understand through his judgments, through his works. And we can see visually. I look at the sky right now, man. Visually, you can see his works, his handicraft, his handiwork. Right? But don't even try to limit what he can do. Alright? And you know, hey, I pray no brother get drafted or get took over there into that war. Because being in the military myself at one point, man, it's being out there away from, it's a different type of environment. And you got to have a different mental fortification, man. And spiritually, too. Right? But Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi will protect those brothers, man. You know? So, understanding that the draft is not in effect, but it is coming into effect very soon when all the bill and all that gets through Congress and it's fully passed 100%, then it's up. And whoever's registered in the Selective Service, you're automatically first going, and the reserves are automatically first going, and then it's going to be more Selective Service letters coming out, and you either got to comply or you got to go to jail, or if you could pay the $250,000 fine, which the rich can, the celebrities can, but your average individual, the hard-working people, right, they can't. So, and if you don't got Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi, man, it's over for you, all right? So with that being said, I hope this was an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi. All praises be to Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi Ba'ashem Wakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS that rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us this truth. And Shalawam to the hopeful elect. Shalawam to you brothers and sisters. Kwam Yasharahla. As always, Barakata Yahawah, Barakata Yahawashi, Barakata Yahawah, Barakata Yahawashi, Barakata Yahawah, Barakata Yahawashi, Barakata Yahawah, Barakata Yahawashi. 4 times for mercy, Kwam Yasharahla, and a Baba Shalawam.